Check us out, the new Bob 106.3.
And now, it's Coast Vue with Ricky Mathews. Brought to you by J. Allen Toyota and AGJ Systems and Networks on SuperTalk 103.1 FM.
Welcome to Coast Vue. Man, here we are in this Thanksgiving season. So much to be thankful for. For me, it's certainly family. It's the opportunity to be up at my place in the Delta, Delta Bluffs, what we call it. Have close family members. A few of my best friends are up there with us. We have 3 farms that we lease, have a terrific place that we all gather, and just a great time of the year to be in the Delta. Start to hear a little bit of Christmas music. You know, you see the fall foliage, and it puts you in a state of mind. It certainly does that for me. It's a great opportunity to kind of take a step back, think about the year that was just behind us. Certainly it's been a challenging year because of COVID and all that brought. But what a great opportunity it is to have conversations with people about what Thanksgiving means to them. And what I want to do is move over to my friend Shad White, who's the state auditor for the state of Mississippi. And first of all, just say good morning to you. How you doing, Shad?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, brother. I appreciate it.
I really enjoyed our recent conversation where we talked about what it takes to be the state auditor. But, you know, as we approach this season between Thanksgiving and Christmas, what does it mean to you?
You know, it's an interesting time in my family because I have a 2-year-old and we also have a 10-week-old at home. So, you know, this particular holiday, Thanksgiving, it's an opportunity for us to rest a little bit and for me to look at my dinner table and see my 2 girls there. But also we have extended family coming in. We're going to have a baptism for my daughter, you know, on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. So all of our family are coming in. And what's amazing about that is you look around our dinner table and our family come from 2 continents. You know, my wife's family immigrated from India before she was born, came over here, and my family comes from Jones County. So it's just a real opportunity to sit there and think, man, I'm so grateful for what God has given me in these 2 girls, but also grateful for the support network that I have around me, the fact that our 2 families love one another so deeply and are committed to one another, and that God has given us health and happiness, and that we can share in this moment together.
Well, that's beautiful. And you know, it's the same with me. As my kid, I've got 3 kids, and they have, you know, 2 of them are married. One of them is in New York. But what we do is we have a big dinner one year, and the next year we don't have a big dinner. They can go do dinners with their families, and that's kind of the way we've done it, kind of alternating years. But you know, for me, hunting has always been part of the family culture, to be quite honest with you. So if we're, you know, my immediate family used to get so mad at me because I'd go to their Thanksgiving lunch, the boys would be with me, we'd all be decked out in our hunting clothes, and we would know exactly what time we had to leave in order to be able to do an afternoon hunting, and it just drove them insane. And finally I had to tell them, look, God, I love you guys, I really do, but this is our time of the year. My grandfather and my father bred this into me. It's in my DNA, and it's who I am, and I'm going to the hunting camp, you know, and during Thanksgiving. It's just the bottom line. And
for us, it's football.
Everybody finally accepted it, you know.
Yeah, for us, it's football. I think everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean my wife, everybody's accepted the idea that at some point in the afternoon, like, the TV is going to be on football, and I'm going to be holding my daughter and watching it. And much to the chagrin of my wife, my 2-year-old already asks to watch football with me. She does not ask to watch anything else. She doesn't ask to watch Disney. She doesn't ask to watch Frozen. She says, "Daddy, can we watch football?" And I say, "This is my girl right here. That's another thing to be thankful for right there."
Yeah, I have a 2-year-old. And her name is Mila, and she's so bright. And when you said Frozen, it just brought back great memories to me. I'll sit and watch Frozen with her over and over and over again. And you know what? It was, first of all, it was really well done.
Yeah.
Who would have thought that a grown man would enjoy Frozen the way that I have? But I do, and I watch it through her eyes, and she just is spellbound by it. But that opportunity, you know, again, Thanksgiving is a chance to kind of take a step back and remind ourselves what in life is really important to us. And we got a great reminder of that after Hurricane Katrina, or at least during Hurricane Katrina. In my case, my family had 10-foot waves hitting the house, and we emerged on the other side. And when you have those experiences, we had a really, really big scare with my granddaughter Mila, the one I just mentioned to you recently, and she's doing great, by the way, now. But just a terrible, terrible scare. And gosh, man, I mean, makes you just want to just bring your family in close and hug them and love them, and just, man, just be very, very thankful in the moment, because there are no guarantees for tomorrow. We both know that. And Thanksgiving is an opportunity to thank God for that, and to give us strength and to help us sort of get ready during this season as, Christmas approaches and the new year approaches, to go tackle the new year with some real vigor. But, I could go on and on about that, but that's what it's all about, isn't it?
That's right. That's the important point too, is this pivot to Christmas and honoring the sacrifice that God's made for our families. For me, this is going to be my baby daughter's first Christmas, and so she's going to be crawling around our feet at the time, and I'm just excited to do what you said, which is to see all these new things through their eyes, because you get to relive it over again, and it's even better for a grandparent, because then as soon as they start crying or mess their diaper, then you just hand them right back to the parent, and we take it after that. I know how that works too, so I'm ready for that as well.
Oh, that is so. Hey, incidentally, I guess you're a big Ole Miss fan, but what other football are you interested in?
I'm a Saints fan too, so I've been following the Saints really closely this year. I don't know who we're going to get to play quarterback, but as long as we keep winning games, as long as our defense keeps holding out, I feel pretty good about it. And Ole Miss has played some incredible and entertaining football. That's one of the things I love about Ole Miss this year, is that we're going to score a whole lot of points, and Matt Corral is going to sling that ball 60 yards, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
He is fun to watch. I'm an Auburn fan. My son went to Auburn. Hated that game because I wanted Matt Corral to have all of his ammunition. Unfortunately, he was hobbled, and his three receiver stars were not there. We didn't really get to see a full reflection of what Ole Miss was capable of doing at a time when Auburn was kind of getting their act together, unfortunately. So It was just kind of sometimes it just doesn't, it doesn't fall into the right place for you. And that game was that for Ole Miss, wasn't it?
That's right. But every game is interesting this year. I think we're going to have maybe the top two quarterbacks in college football playing against one another when Ole Miss goes against Liberty, and an interesting dynamic with Hugh Freeze coming back into town. So, you hate to see, as an Ole Miss fan, I hate to see that Auburn loss, but immediately your mind pivots to the next game, because I think it's going to be fun to watch them next time.
Hey, so the short time we have left, what Thanksgiving season inside the state's auditor's office, what does it look like there during the sort of Thanksgiving holiday?
Yes, we have 135 employees in the state auditor's office. Most of us work here in Jackson, but we have satellite offices on the coast and up in North Mississippi. And for the most part, people are here churning away, doing their jobs as if they would any other time of the year. But we try to do a few little interesting things every year to kind of signify the change in the season. So last week we had a big potluck. So over the lunch hour in the middle of the day, everybody brings in their soups and all that kind of stuff, and we do a big soup potluck. Last year we actually did a chili competition. Our IT guy won the chili competition, which I was shocked by, but Chandra, who's really the best cook in the entire agency, she came in second, so she brought her chili back again this year. So we try to do things like that to create this sense of a family inside the agency too, because we work here together, we spend a lot of time here together, and that motivates people to work harder with one another when we feel like we're standing shoulder to shoulder trying to accomplish something together.
So was the IT guy's chili good?
I tried it. It was really good. The perfect amount of kick. I think that was his secret, is that it was spicy, but it wasn't too spicy. It appealed to the crowd, basically.
And Chandra, that's who came in second, you said?
She did. But I think people still think that she won because everybody knows she's the best cook in the entire agency. So she brought the chili back again this year, and people are like, "Oh, it's the winning chili." And I just let it go. I said, "Yeah, that was a really good chili." She's a great addition to our team here in the auditor's office.
What makes her a good cook? She just got it passed to her in a great way.
I've asked her that, and I've asked some of the other folks in the agency who are really good, and a lot of them will say that I cook the same way my parents cooked, and I really love doing it because I want my kids to cook the same way too. So, I think it's part like these old recipes passed down, and part of it is this desire to really teach their kids the right way. So it ends up, I end up benefiting. I've gained a little bit of weight since I got in the auditor's office because I just get to eat it all. I don't have to do any work.
Yeah, you don't look like you've gained much weight.
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Well, anyway, it's been a pleasure to spend a little bit of time with you and talk about Thanksgiving as we are in this Thanksgiving season. And, I know Kyle listens to you and thinks about, his time is busy as he gets into, doing Saints games and all the things he has to do during this time of year. And frankly, there's very little rest for the weary as it relates to radio business, because they're 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, they're doing their work. But anyway, thank you for taking a little extra time with me today to reflect on Thanksgiving, and God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the other side at some point.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
You bet. This has been Shad White, the state auditor for the state of Mississippi, and we'll see you after this break.
Coast Vue on SuperTalk 103.1 is brought to you by J. Allen Toyota on I-10 exit 38 Gulfport. See all the incredible inventory at allentoyota.com. And remember, when you think Toyota, think J. Allen Toyota.
It's 2021 and J. Allen Toyota still has a lifetime warranty on all new Toyotas. They all come with Toyota Care. We've got a great rental department. We've got great used cars. We've got a parts and service department ready to help you. So when you think Toyota, think J. Allen Toyota.
If Alexa's part of your life, you've got one more way to access SuperTalk. SuperTalk Mississippi is now available on Amazon Alexa devices. Once enabled, just say, Alexa, play SuperTalk Mississippi at any time and start listening. It's that easy. Just one more way to stay informed and connected with your state. Learn more at supertalk.fm/Alexa. SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi. Now available on Amazon Alexa devices.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
Thousands of Bulldog fans have subscribed to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. Have you? On each episode, Brian Haydad and Joel Coleman give you an inside look at your Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Thunder and Lightning podcast is free and available on demand at supertalk.fm and on your smartphone. Just search for Thunder and Lightning on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thunder and Lightning from SuperTalk, Mississippi, covering the Bulldogs like no one else. SuperTalk Mississippi.
From outer space, visitors from another world. We've had contact with bug-eyed monsters.
This is actually a flying saucer.
Flying saucer?
I'm from another planet.
Where late nights are kind of weird.
Well, they must have a reason for their visit.
The unexplained, the weird, and the downright creepy. Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Late nights. SuperTalk Mississippi. Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen.
Okay.
Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
Hey, guess what? Bob is back, now at 106.3, playing the 80s, 90s, and whatever.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Check us out, the new Bob 106.3.
Talking to the people that help make the coast such a unique place to live. This is Coast View with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
So, sort of in the keeping of today's theme, Thanksgiving, this time of year where we're just, we give thanks, and it gives it's a time of year to reflect. I want to bring my friend Mary Graham back into the conversation, and we had a chance to visit last week, and just say to Mary, first of all, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you, Ricky. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Thank you so much. We have so much to be thankful for. Lord have mercy. I mean, we had a big scare with my granddaughter this year that just scared us all to death, and she's doing great, thank God. But I mean, every day for us is the day of Thanksgiving. Every single day is a day of Thanksgiving. But certainly in this moment, we get a chance to surround ourselves more with family and friends and reflect on how fast 2021 went by, just like 2020 went by so fast, and here we are again. But what does Thanksgiving mean to you?
Ricky, I'm from a huge family. I'm the youngest of 8. And our tradition is always to come together for Thanksgiving. So everything about Thanksgiving for me is family, reuniting, reconnecting, just being thankful and feeling blessed to be from such a warm, loving family, loving parents. But on the flip side of that, to have the opportunity to work at an amazing institution, to do a job that you love every day and you enjoy going to. So family first. Wonderful husband, great kids, great extended family, great opportunity to work here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast where we live, work, and play, as you always say. We're blessed to do that. I mean, where else can you go fishing in the morning, lay on the beach, go hunting in the afternoon? I mean, I don't do that, but some people do. But what a great opportunity to live on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I mean, everything about Mississippi is great, but being on the coast is amazing. And being from the coast, we have deep roots here. And so family, blessed, happy to have great friends like you, Ricky. It's just a blessing.
Well, thank you. And same for you as well. Hey, so if I came onto the various campuses, would I feel some fall decorations and some sense that this is that time of year?
You absolutely would. We had our recognition for Veterans Day, which kind of had a Thanksgiving theme because we're thankful for their service. But we'll have a big run for Thanksgiving actually on some of our campuses. So every campus is unique, as you well know. We have 10 locations. Everyone's doing something a little different to celebrate the holidays. But we are all thankful. On the Perk campus, we'll have our Festival of Lights coming up soon. So they're transitioning already from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So we believe in celebrating the holidays and making those special moments available for our students.
So just as it relates to you and your family, do you have an extended family that all comes over? How do you guys handle Thanksgiving?
We do. We have about 25 people coming for Thanksgiving this year.
Wow.
So we're excited about that. Thank goodness that I can, order takeout. So I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We'll be cooking some, but again, we're so fortunate. Wayne's family, he has a huge family. I have a huge family. They'll be there. So we're just very fortunate. And I have a daughter that's getting married next year, so we'll be celebrating that as well.
Well, good. Congratulations to you. I know that's a big step in any family to have one of your kids get married. I know it was for us as well. Absolutely. I don't know if our son Justin's going to get married anytime soon. He's enjoying life in New York City, but when he does, she'll be a good person. She'll probably be from Argentina or Europe or somewhere like that. Sure. So, who knows what we'll get with Justin, but it'll be a good decision. I can tell you that because he's a really good person. Well, anyway, thank you for spending a few minutes with me today, and happy Thanksgiving to you, your team, your family, and everyone around you.
Thank you, and same to you and Kyle. Appreciate the interview.
Boy, did I enjoy visiting with Mary Graham. We had talked to her last week about what was the latest at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and to see, sort of what Thanksgiving means to her and what's it like on the campus and how she personally is going to spend Thanksgiving. It's also very enlightening. Such a good person. We've had so many great leaders here in coastal Mississippi. Hey, now we're going to shift gears and move over to my friend Brian Lamar, who's head of public affairs at the Naval Construction Battalion Center in Gulfport, the CV base. And he's been a great friend of Coast Vue. I've said this before, but Brian walked in like the first week we started Coast Vue and wanted to meet me. And it's been, we were fast friends, and he's been such a good such a good, not only friend to me, but just a really good friend to Coast Vue and connecting us to what's happening in the military community, especially at the CB base. But anyway, Brian, how you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me on today, Ricky.
It's good to see you. Hey, I want to get your thoughts on Thanksgiving, but really before we do that, I heard that something about some things happening with the SeaWolves these days, and maybe, at least testing the water on the SeaWolves, and maybe you'll be doing something around Hook. Tell me what's that all about?
I don't even know what I'm allowed to talk about, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyways. But so the Biloxi has some hockey interest in the area, and they're bringing it back. So I am involved with that a little bit on the side.
Yeah. So they're gonna do some exhibition games, I think, and test some waters on that. I think the exhibition games are actually going to go pretty well, and in the near future we'll get more about that from the folks at the Coliseum and others to see where we're going with that. So anyway,
I just want to be clear though, my involvement with the hockey team is in no way tied to the Navy stuff that I do.
I'm with you there.
Everybody knows me for.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's okay, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good, because we'll continue to roll then. Hey, Thanksgiving is a really important time of the year for the base. You've got, the CB base and the Naval Construction Battalion Center has people all over the world deployed, literally all over the world. And of course, there are people who are there currently that are going to probably get deployed somewhere at some point soon. So how do so many people are away from home, Brian? So how do you guys handle Thanksgiving?
So, a lot of times we talk about the sacrifice that people make when they deploy and they go overseas and they're in hostile environments and stuff. And a lot of times when you hear about military sacrifice for service members, you think of Saving Private Ryan, that famous line at the end, like, earn this, that kind of thing. It's not always that dire of a situation for sacrifice. But I'll tell you now, when I was in the military, and I know this is a lot of the service members on this base, they don't get to necessarily go home and be with family or friends or whatever. And just when you join the military, you give up your life, you give up your daily life. Being back when I was Brian on the block in Florence, Alabama, before I joined the Army umpteen years ago or decades ago now. I pretty much gave up all my friends, my routine, my family, and all that time. And so that's the sacrifice that a lot of people don't realize that service members make all the time. I was just talking to one of my colleagues here, AO1 Kim Harris, sorry, and she was saying that this will be the first year that she actually gets to go back to Shreveport, Louisiana for Thanksgiving since she's joined the military. So on the base, for the people who are left behind, we have programs like the chapel is giving out like 150 turkeys that they've procured. I don't know how, but they got them to service members, families on the base, just to kind of spread a little bit of that holiday cheer and kind of make the paycheck go a little bit further because Christmas coming up too. And then also for the troops that are in the barracks and the single troops, we've got the Liberty Center on the base, which is run by our Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Department. And they're doing like this taste of home for the holidays where people bring in like crock pot dishes and stuff. It's kind of like a potluck. I know we're not supposed to use that term, so our MWR director is probably going to yell at me for that, but it's like that. That's the best way I can explain it, where just a bunch of people bring in some things for the troops to have, like home cooked dishes during the holidays. Also, we cover down on Lakeside Barracks over in Pascagoula. We're bringing a meal to them and serving it to them on the barracks. That's our Chief Petty Officer Mess is doing that. So there's a lot going on, and we take care of them best we can.
I think the important message here is that while most residents of coastal Mississippi are finding some way to spend time with family and friends, that the military community here in coastal Mississippi are not having that opportunity. But there's a lot of focus happening to make them feel as at home and with their friends as they possibly can, so they can also pause and give thanks in this time of Thanksgiving. But anyway, Brian, thank you for spending just a few minutes with me just to talk about that angle.
Thank you.
Okay, buddy. Take care. It's been a pleasure. And anyway, we'll see what comes next, but we'll see you after this break.
Listen live or on demand and watch episodes of Coast Vue on your laptop, desktop, or on your phone or tablet by going to SuperTalkMSGulfCoast.com.
Hey, guess what? Bob is back, now at 106.3, playing the 80s, 90s, and whatever.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Check us out, the new Bob 106.3.
Feeling down? Here's your prescription for a daily dose of good news and positive vibes. Good Things with Rebecca Turner. Every afternoon, Rebecca highlights all the good things happening right here in the state you call home. Daily exposure to Good Things with Rebecca Turner may cause smiling, feelings of positivity, happiness, and even laughter. When you experience these symptoms, tell your friends to listen.
Okay.
Weekdays starting at 2 p.m. here on SuperTalk Mississippi and now on Amazon Alexa devices.
Hey, South Mississippi, the future has arrived. It's 2021, and at J. Allen Toyota, we're here to serve you. Want to let you know that we have Allen's lifetime warranty on every new Toyota we sell. That also comes with Toyota Care. That's 2 years and 25,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. We have a great rental department. Our service department's ready to take care of your current vehicle. We're rolling out J. Allen certified pre-owned for 2021. You got to come to I-10 exit 38 right here in Gulfport. You're going to love what we have to offer. When you think Toyota, think Allen Toyota.
Get the scoop on what happened in college football and what to expect in the NFL. Each Sunday on Sports Sunday with Michael Borky. Get the story behind the stats, 8 to 10 a.m. on SuperTalk Mississippi, SuperTalk.fm, and watch the show on SuperTalk.tv. SuperTalk Mississippi. We're more than just words. This is where the story of your state is told. Proud to cover the Magnolia State like nobody else. SuperTalk Mississippi.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking very hard-to-find PPE items to make our community a safer place. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. They were even sending thousands of dollars of PPE supplies free to local schools in need with help from other local business leaders. The next time your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider a local company that supports your ball teams, cheerleaders, and area homeless. Consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply, the local guys that keep your prices fair, your service and selection excellent, and your health, our business. Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
SuperTalk.fm has a new look and is more informative than ever with expanded Mississippi news coverage, the latest Mississippi weather, Mississippi sports, and of course, the talk that's important to you. Every show, every podcast, and every late-breaking story. Constantly updating the news the second new developments happen. All in one place. The new SuperTalk.fm. What decisions are being made by state lawmakers, and how will they affect you, your family, and community? If you listen, you'll know. SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk app, and at supertalk.fm.
Hi, I'm Billy Kinder, host of Big Billy Kinder Outdoors. Here the show Saturdays at 1, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Turkeys, whitetail, Grenada Lake crappie, or Gulfport redfish. We enjoy it all, especially when you're in camp with us on SuperTalk Mississippi.
SuperTalk Mississippi.
From outer space, visitors from another world. We've had contact with bug-eyed monsters.
This is actually a flying saucer.
Flying saucer?
I'm from another planet.
Where late nights are kind of weird.
Well, they must have a reason for their visit.
The unexplained, the weird, and the downright creepy. Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie. Late nights. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. Talking to Paul Thorne, Mississippi true treasure, really incredible recording artist, singer-songwriter, has been doing it a long time, doing it the right way.
It's almost like a Forrest Gump thing because, I was a boxer, / I worked in a furniture factory, / I had a gig 2 nights a week playing my acoustic guitar, in a pizza restaurant, / I was in the National Guard, and all this stuff was going on at the same time. / I had a writing contract with Rick Hall and Fame.
In a Mississippi Minute. Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and now available on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show. Every day, we're driving the debate in America with the fastest moving, hardest hitting, most comprehensive, fact-based commentary on the radio. We don't hold back. We never shy away from telling you the truth. Our show is a meeting place of ideas. We have the most important guests and the biggest thinkers in America.
Weeknights at 9.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show
on Super Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Just seems to me people have so much invested in not telling the truth.
When you want the truth.
Simply because it might hurt some feelings.
And nothing but the truth.
Lose some subscribers.
You want the Gallo Radio Show.
I just think in this audience, you still believe that if you tell the truth, you come out ahead.
The Gallo Radio Show.
And if you tell yourself otherwise, you're lying to yourself.
Mornings on Super Talk Mississippi.
Hey, guess what? Bob is back, now at 106.3, playing the 80s, 90s, and whatever.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Check us out, the new Bob 106.3.
And now, it's Coast Vue with Ricky Mathews. Brought to you by J. Allen Toyota and AGJ Systems and Networks on Super Talk 103.1 FM.
Welcome back to Coast View as we have this special edition of special Thanksgiving edition of Coast View. Given that we're going to all be eating turkey and all the other things that we do on Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. But I had the opportunity last week to visit with Adele Lyons from the Chamber. But I've asked her to come back and join me just to talk about Thanksgiving in general. You know, Adele is from Biloxi. Adele is from a big family, and her extended family reaches even further. But, you know, to be honest with you, Adele, when I think about that, I think about my family, big family, also big extended family. Let's start with what does Thanksgiving look like at the Adele Lyons, you know, in the Adele Lyons world tomorrow?
Well, it's Thanksgiving lunch at my parents' house on Seal Avenue. They've lived there since 1965. And so in the same house, having Thanksgiving with the rest of my siblings and their families coming along. You know, we get started not too early. I'll get up about 5. I do the turkey now, and I'll get that thing in the oven and then go back to bed and wake up to that smell. And gosh, it's just the whole house smells great. And then we all tote everything over to my parents. My sister will come from New Orleans. Sister will come from Pass Christian. They are all making items. Biggest challenge we have is everybody likes a different kind of dressing. So I make just kind of a basic dressing. My sister Vicky makes a sausage dressing. My sister Valerie, a lot of times, will bring dressing with mirliton or oysters in it. And so we have a lot of starch and a lot of dressings to go around. But that's what leftovers are for. Probably the highlight of the day after lunch, after we have a big lunch, is the Uno game gets started. And my dad loves the Uno game. And we get around to get all the dishes off the table, get them washed. Usually I'm just finishing washing the last dish, and my dad's clamoring to get to the table for Uno. And we just play Uno for quite a while, take a little break. We kind of started something last year where my sister that lives in Orlando, they bring their projector and we do a movie in the backyard. We got a little rain last year, so that didn't help, but we watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles by Steve Martin, which is kind of a holiday movie, and it's hilarious. So that's a lot of fun as well. And then next day on Friday, everybody is required to help put up the Christmas decorations. My parents live in a pretty large, older home with a big hallway, so we have a 12-foot Christmas tree, and you got to have everybody help on that. So everybody chips in, we get that knocked out, and I that's the hardest part is getting everybody together and get those decorations up after we're all so full from the day before. So we're looking forward to it.
So it's so many traditions, and they change over time. Obviously, as you point out, you add things and whatever. In my case, we'll do 1 year with the family, and because now we have kids that are married and their families are coming in, we'll do 1 year where we don't cook, and then they'll kind of go do their thing, and then Ann and her mother go out and eat out somewhere, and that's kind of the way it is. So it's 1 year cook, 1 year don't cook. This is the don't cook year. But we'll still enjoy. We'll still enjoy it. See, hunting and the hunting camp has always been part of my Thanksgiving. So I'm either leaving the day before Thanksgiving or having dinner, and then hauling butt to the up to the Delta with the family that wants to be up there and do that as well. But in Biloxi, it's funny to hear you talk about the dressings, because that's so true. I mean, whereas like if you go to Birmingham, they're going to make a cornbread dressing, and that's just the way it is. But in Biloxi, you got a little bit of Yugoslav influence and French influence, and you got some good Southern cooking influence. Sound like you guys are hitting on every cylinder.
We are, and the turkey's become that way too. We do the traditional roasted turkey, and now with these air fryers that everybody has, we have one of those as well, which is great. We need a lot of leftovers, so having 2 turkeys isn't a bad deal.
Well, thanks for sharing your tradition with us. That's so much fun to listen to, and thanks for all your efforts over the past year, and hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too.
Man, I enjoyed that conversation with Adele. The Biloxi traditions, they play out all over the place. You've got your Hancock County and Bay St. Louis and Waveland traditions, your Diamond Head traditions, lots of folks from New Orleans area coming over there. All across coastal Mississippi, we're going to be enjoying tomorrow, one of the most special days of the year, Thanksgiving, a great time to give thanks. Hey, let's move over now to my friend Paige Roberts, the president and CEO of the Jackson County Chamber. We had a great conversation visiting about the latest on the Chamber. Welcome back to Coast Vue. What does Thanksgiving mean to you and your family, Paige?
Well, now that I have a son in college, it means that we get to see him. So it's exciting that Winston comes home from LSU, and his brothers really do enjoy that. And also, my mother moved here after I first had Winston 20 years ago. And so she is still cooking the turkey in our family. And we, of course, I grew up in Indiana, so we don't fry the turkey or smoke the turkey, but she bakes it in the oven with bread stuffing, and that's always exciting for me.
Oh, that's so neat. Adele and I talked about that when her family comes together, they'll have so many different kinds of dressing because of all these, the French and Yugoslavian influence and all this. Some, have the basic cornbread, some have an oyster base, some have, it's real, dressing's like gumbo. So many different ways to do it, isn't there?
Well, yeah, and what's funny is you only know what you know when you're growing up, right? So until I moved here as a 23-year-old, I had no idea there was other dressing besides bread dressing. So yeah, I've learned a lot about food since moving.
Okay, did you grow up in Missouri? Where did you grow up?
In Elkhart, Indiana, on the Michigan line.
And so what kind of dressing did you eat at home?
Well, so we take a loaf of bread, and you cube it, and then you have the celery and onion, and there's a broth, and you soak it and stuff it into the turkey. Yeah, it's.
What did you call it? Dressing? You just call it dressing?
Yeah, just dressing.
That's good. Well, that's rocket science for sure.
Well, the Midwest is very generic, the way we talk, and everything's just, So just dressing.
So welcome to the melting pot, coastal Mississippi. Again, so many different cultures, and it's cool in that way. So, what about the chamber in the Thanksgiving moment? What's going on at the chamber, like, are you guys off on Thanksgiving and Friday, or how does it work?
Yes, both days we are off, and then we come back to help each of the cities with their holiday, usually downtown celebrations, and just the great thing about this job and about the chamber is that it is connected to everything in the community. And so, like I said, I get to shop on the job. I also get to be festive on the job and be a part of everything. And it's that communal feeling, which is what the holidays really should be about.
So 2020, I remember talking to you at the end of 2020. You said, man, did this year go fast? Because obviously the pandemic changed everything. And then here we are in 2021, and I feel the same way. Where did 2021 go?
Listen, on Monday, when I realized that half of November was over, I was like, oh my goodness gracious. And now here we are the week of Thanksgiving. So yeah, it's something.
You have to in my world these days, I tend to often take pause and have thanks in the moment. That's the kind of frame of mind I'm in these days for whatever reason. Thanksgiving, though, is a chance to think more broadly about that, and I think everyone does that as well. But just for you personally, is that what's going through your head?
It is, and I am someone who is often dismayed by people's lack of taking the time to really pay attention to what's around them. For example, when I go running, I don't even use the earbuds because I just like to absorb the sounds of nature and where I am. So yeah, I think it's really important that we take this pause and reflect.
That's for sure what I'm doing. Anyway, Paige, thanks for visiting with me a little bit, and Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
You as well.
As we sort of wind down, just real quickly, we got less than a minute left. Just say happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We should all count our blessings. And Ricky, I'm most thankful for all of those nurses who decided to stay here in their community and be selfless and altruistic. And those are the biggest, most selfless heroes in the world, in my opinion. So I am most thankful for all of the healthcare heroes that have stayed here and helped Mississippi get through a very difficult time.
God bless you. God bless them and all the other healthcare professionals in coastal Mississippi and across the state. Thank you very much, buddy. We'll see you after this break.
You can also listen live to SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1 on your Amazon Alexa devices. Once you've enabled the skill, just say, Alexa, open SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Hey, guess what? Bob is back, now at 106.3, playing the 80s, 90s, and whatever.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Check us out, the new Bob 106.3.
Hey, South Mississippi, it's Jay Allen at Jay Allen Toyota, and I got something new for you for 2021. It's the Jay Allen Certified Collection. What that means is we selected our very best inventory with under 75,000 miles, and they're 6 years old or newer. That comes with a multi-point inspection, a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, and a 3-day buyback guarantee. So come check out the Jay Allen Certified Pre-Owned Collection right here, I-10 exit 38 in Gulfport, or on allentoyota.com.
When COVID started, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply began stocking hard-to-find PPE items. When Amazon and other mega internet companies were out of stock or inflating prices, Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply was providing local schools and businesses vital PPE supplies at fair prices. When your office needs PPE supplies, office furniture, or products to keep your business operating, consider Gulf Coast Business Furniture and Supply. We sell that too. Buy local.
SuperTalk Mississippi, your new home for the Ben Shapiro Show.
We don't hold back. We never shy away from telling you the truth.
The most electrifying national talk show on air today.
We have the most important guests and the biggest thinkers in America.
Ben Shapiro, brutally breaking down the issues of the day.
From politics to pop culture, we take a look at all of it. So don't miss out.
Weeknights at 9.
For something new and unique in talk radio, take a listen to The Ben Shapiro Show.
On SuperTalk Mississippi. SuperTalk Mississippi.
Just seems to me people have so much invested in not telling the truth.
When you want the truth.
Simply because it might hurt some feelings.
And nothing but the truth.
Lose some subscribers.
You want the Gallo Radio Show.
I just think in this audience, you still believe that if you tell the truth, you come out ahead.
The Gallo Radio Show.
And if you tell yourself otherwise, you're lying to yourself.
Mornings on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Thousands of Bulldog fans have subscribed to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. Have you? On each episode, Brian Haydad and Joel Coleman give you an inside look at your Mississippi State Bulldogs. The Thunder and Lightning podcast is free and available on demand at supertalk.fm and on your smartphone. Just search for Thunder and Lightning on iTunes, Google Play, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Thunder and Lightning from SuperTalk Mississippi, covering the Bulldogs like no one else.
Hey, I'm Steve Azar, and you never know who or what you'll hear when I spend a Mississippi Minute with my friends. We're talking to Del Berra. Take me back to growing up and what it was like in the household with a dad like Yogi Berra.
You know, we grew up with his funny sayings. You know, I remember Dad managing the Mets, and me, Larry, and Timmy are watching the game on TV. And all of a sudden, two streakers run out of the stands on TV, and the camera slips away from them. So when he gets home, me, Larry, and Timmy say, "Hey, Dad, those streakers, what were they, boys or girls? We need to know." And Dad looked us right in the eye and said, "I couldn't tell. They had bags over their heads."
In a Mississippi Minute. Be sure to check out In a Mississippi Minute with me, Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi, the SuperTalk Mississippi app, and now available on iTunes, Google Play.
Hey, guess what? Bob is back, now at 106.3, playing the 80s, 90s, and whatever.
I get knocked down, but I get up again.
Check us out, the new Bob 106.3.
Talking to the people that help make the coast such a unique place to live. This is Coast Vue with Ricky Mathews on SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1.
Welcome back to Coast View in this Thanksgiving season, and the holidays are heating up here in Mississippi. And I want my friend Craig Ray to join me again, and I want to hear what Thanksgiving means to him and all of that. But before we do this, I think this is important information you need to have, and that is that Governor Reeves had set a goal for visitors for the state of Mississippi of 30 million visitors. And of course, we have COVID that came into play and all of that. Mississippi's doing quite well in that regard. And what would you have to say about that before we go into the Thanksgiving conversation?
Yes, before COVID, we had a record year for visitors, 24.7 million, 185,000 of those were international travelers. $6.87 billion were spent in expenditures. Governor Reeves had set us in a bigger picture of 35 million long-term, but our first goal through there is 30 million. So our neighboring states had 29 million visitors in that same year. Alabama, we feel we can get to 30 with our ultimate goal, 35 million within the next 2 to 3 years.
Wow, that is incredible. And congratulations on the
foot on the accelerator.
Just say it again.
I said our foot's on the accelerator.
Well, it's clear that it has been, especially during the pandemic, and that's important and it's paid off. That is for sure. So we're in the Thanksgiving season. What does it mean to you, Craig? And tell me about Thanksgiving and the holiday season at your house.
Thanksgiving for me and our family growing up, I'm one of 5 kids. My mom was oldest of 7 kids. So as we grew older and everybody spread out with their careers and their families, but it was always all we could do, even if it wasn't Christmas, but to come home for Thanksgiving and to be together, just being together, having fun and shopping wherever we were, whether it was here in Jackson or getting together somewhere. But so great food, obviously watching sports, cheering for your favorite team, but really as time has gone forward and we've all spread out and we're with our family, but I've always enjoyed Thanksgiving even more than Christmas. There's no pressure on gifts and who's getting what and this and that, but I really have enjoyed Thanksgiving time, and we'll do it again this year. Our family is spread out. I have a brother in Arizona, a sister in Dallas, another sibling in Atlanta, Georgia, and most of my relatives are from up north in the Illinois area on my mom's side. So we're all spread out, but this year I'm going to Dallas with my daughter Emma to visit my sister, and we're going to do much of that, just shop, play a little golf, watch a lot of football, and eat a lot of great food. So family time and being together is what Thanksgiving means to me.
That is so cool to hear. And for your staff, I'm assuming that you guys would kind of take a few days off and take a deep breath and give everyone the opportunity to give thanks. Is that essentially the routine there?
We do that with the ultimate goal of not making fun of either side of the fence, since we are split about half and half, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, and everybody's really nice until they get home from the holidays, and whoever wins, it's a full week of jibber jabbing on the teams. But yes, I would say much the same for our team and staff and all of our employees out the welcome centers around the state. We have about 45 employees out, and try to give our team out there a couple days off during the holidays, even though it's a busy time for travelers. Usually people are not traveling on Thanksgiving Day or the day after, so we try to give all of our team some time off and be together with their families and celebrate how they choose.
You know, I didn't think about this before, but you have all these people coming in from all over the United States into Mississippi. You know, the purpose obviously is to come in and have Thanksgiving dinner, or during the holidays to come in and enjoy being with their family during the holidays. But what a great opportunity to kind of impress them, to say, you know what, you ought to come back. You ought to come back during, these key events along the way. Do you see this as an opportunity to touch people?
I think the natural draw for people to visit family is there. Family travel is in probably just about any state is a part of their advertising, to bring family homecomings, family get-togethers, weddings, Christmas, Thanksgiving. And so surely if they can have a great time while they're here visiting family and relatives, and to bring them back for those great experiences, and they had a wonderful time, had great hospitality, it sure fits in with our tourism strategy. We want them to enjoy Mississippi while they're here visiting their relatives. So it surely is a big part of what we do.
Well, Craig Ray, Director of Visit Mississippi for the Mississippi Development Authority, thank you for your years of commitment to the state of Mississippi and the tourism. And, I hope you have a great holiday season. I hope Mississippi continues to hit these incredible numbers. And as you say, we keep our foot on the accelerator. We meet Governor Reeves's goals of having so many visitors come to the state. It's been a pleasure to visit with you, man.
Well, thanks for having me. It's looking forward to a great holiday season. Our legislative session this year is going to be exciting with the distribution of our $1.8 billion. And I know the tourism industry will be sharing in some of those funds. And I'd love to come back maybe in January and talk about how that plays out. And
for sure,
we have some great opportunities and some investments in our welcome centers, our trails program, our state parks. So we'd love to be able to get back together with you and share that good news.
Very exciting, Craig Ray. It's been a pleasure. I hope everyone continues to take a pause and give thanks. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rick.
Follow SuperTalk Mississippi Gulf Coast 103.1 on Facebook. Facebook.com/SuperTalk MS Coast 103.1.